Welcome to the land of long live play where greatness is always waiting. Welcome to the PlayStation experience. It is I, as always, your boy Dat Ninja Jev, and I'm joined by my main man down in Florida, Mr. Delvin Cox. How goes it?
I'm doing good, brother. It's bright and early Sunday morning. All of us are tired, but I don't know what else to say, so fuck it.
Big mood.
Yeah.
Big mood. Also, what do you mean tired? I've been up since 6 a.m. I'm not tired at all.
Well, you're perpetually tired. You're always just
Right.
That's
like
fair.
the
That's
Hulk.
just your thing. That's just
That's
your
fair.
thing.
That's fair.
Also joining us, as always, is the Secretary of the Spoil, the Platinum Princess herself, Miss Haley Nicole Miller. How are you this morning?
Apparently bleeding from a pimple on my face that I accidentally popped.
That's
Oh.
not good.
Well, that's something.
I can see blood on my thumb and I don't know where it's from. So, also, I did not mean to rhyme.
Yikes. Well, that's one way to be this morning.
We're off to a roaring start, I see.
I mean,
Yes,
I mean,
indeed.
I've done a lot this morning already. So,
Yeah. I am also tired as hell, so been a long week.
It's my
Let's
day.
jump right into it.
It's my day
How was
off.
your week, Haley? Let's start with you.
Well, it was my first full week in production for work, so like now all I do all day is take calls, except yesterday they sent me home early because let's see, I went an hour and a half before lunch without a single call. So like for reference for people who don't know, I'm not calling people. You call me and then I help you with your inquiry. I went an hour and a half without a call. They were like, "Hey, who wants to go home?" And I was like, "I need to do groceries. I'll take that. I'm not sitting here for 4 hours not getting called."
Indeed.
So other than that, it's been all right. Like I said, job's a job. I'm not really a big fan of dealing with people's financial information, but it's a job.
Yeah.
So
Pays the bills.
yeah. Let's see. TV wise, I this morning watched episode 2 of season 11, which starts right where you'd expect it to from a cliffhanger in the first episode. So that's pretty good. Glad that's taken care of. Very excited to see where next week's episode goes. Again, because for those who remember me mentioning last week that AMC Plus was not available in Canada, turns out it is. It was released in Canada literally the day before we recorded last week, and I didn't know about it. However, the email they sent me about the deal to sign up for a year still only works in the US.
Canada.
So that's fun. Also, when they tweeted about the fact that it's now in Canada and they had you could get more information about it on their site, the page doesn't work.
Jesus.
Uh,
Just faults all around.
Yeah, let's see. I finished season 1. Well, I mean, they finished, but I watched it. Season 1 of Superman and Lois. Very good ending. Excited to see where season 2 goes based on what happens in the last 5 minutes of the episode. Let's see. Oh, I started my Supernatural rewatch because the Smallville rewatch I'm gonna do, I won't start until October because not only do I have one, Delvin helped me out and placed one just in case mine falls through to get the 20th anniversary collection of Smallville on Blu-ray. So, so I've got that coming in October. Gaming wise, I've played some more of the Assassin's Creed Paris DLC. Not a big fan of the new rat mechanic, I'll tell you that much.
So, rat mechanic?
So you know
what
how
is this, Dishonored?
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. You know how in Dishonored 1 the rats will swarm you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They do that in Assassin's Creed. You cannot kill the rats though. They're undamageable. The only way to stop them is to swing your weapons at them, but it just disperses them. You don't kill them.
That's not how rats work.
I am well aware, Delvin, that that's not how rats work.
As a person who's frequently killed rats, that's not how that works.
It's certainly an annoying mechanic for sure, but that's all right. Obviously continued with Hades. I think I've done like 21 runs now. I've made it to Hades, which is the final boss, once, and then immediately died because my damage resistance though from God mode is at like 68%. The cap is 80, I might add. So just imagine how many times I've died when it only goes up 2% every time you die.
Woo.
You start at 20 though, so
Still a lot.
Yep.
Also, this morning I finally got to start the Iki Island expansion. No spoilers except for this one small thing that's not a story spoil. I thought they were gonna do the thing with the horse again, and I was gonna be big mad.
The horse.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
But no, like I haven't gotten too far into it. I did post a screenshot of me petting cats, which Dev, I think I actually agree with you. I do not like the mechanic for petting the cats. You have to play a flute and match, like they use gyro controls for it
Yeah, that's
to pet
stupid.
the cat. It's real annoying, but I pet the cat and got a photo of it.
Yeah. You have to do the same thing for deers.
And monkeys. There are
And
monkeys
monkeys,
as well.
Yeah.
But you do at least get something for it. It's not just, hey, pet the cat and get nothing. You do get charms and stuff for it. So that's at least nice. I will say it's been a challenge getting reused to the controls because like I got murdered like 9 times in like the village before you go to the island. So like I'm trying to dodge and I keep hitting the X button instead of the circle button. And it's just like, no, jumping out of the way doesn't work. You need to like dash. So
Yeah. I parry everything. I hardly ever use the dodge.
well, I mean like obviously I was working towards the platinum. I may even go for it on PS5. I'm not sure because all I have left in like the main game are like the 10 secret shrines and like then the character based tales. But I have all the skills unlocked as well too. But like I was dying to the guy who kept having like red unblockable, like unparryable stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was dying to him, not like the guys I could parry.
Yeah. Rat bastards.
Yeah.
What about you, Delvin? How was your week, sir?
It's been gaming wise, it's been really interesting, and I'll tell you why right now. So there's this game that came out this week that I've been waiting for a while. It's called Foreclosed. It's like this action adventure game that's like shell shaded.
So you're not foreclosing on homes? That's what I immediately jump to when I hear the word foreclose.
It's like a cyberpunk story where this guy, like, they basically foreclose on him. And what I mean by that is, like, they tell him, like, the government tells him, well, we're gonna foreclose on you. You can't buy anything. You can't use food like credits to buy anything. You can't operate any guns in the environment and things like that. You can't do anything anymore until you come see us. Like the world is like sanctioned in a weird way where everything you do is government funded and resourced out. Where you essentially, if the government shuts you down, you won't be able to even be able to survive because you can't buy food, you can't buy water, you can't buy a house or anything like that because they just basically cut off your chip. And you go out in this game trying to find out why it happened and what's going on with this big government conspiracy. I played it for like 30 minutes. And I was enjoying it. The gun control is terrible. It's a third person action shooter. I want to play in it. The problem I have with it is that when you aim at somebody, I guess the sensitivity on it is so far off, you almost always miss, and that's even when you put the sensitivity to like a 1. And then the biggest problem I had with the game, which made me stop playing it, is I got motion sickness, like really bad motion sickness.
Ooh.
To the point where I didn't play games for like 3 days after because I'm like, is this me getting old or is this because of this game?
Were you able to change the FOV or?
No, can't change anything. The only thing you can change was the how the controller sensitivity. and I changed that to the lowest level. And it was still off.
That's crazy.
That's yikes.
So I finally got back to playing games to play the Avengers DLC, the Black Panther stuff. I'm into that now. I love it. No motion sickness problems at all with that. I'm having a blast playing as Black Panthers. There's a little bit of surprise in that I didn't expect because in the original Avengers, the bad guy was AIM. And AIM's cool, but they don't have any noteworthy villains. Like, Taskmaster was about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in comics lore, Taskmaster is a pretty good villain.
Yes.
Not like the way they did it in the Black Widow movie.
Yes, exactly. So when you play, I'm not going to do any spoilers for the Black Panther expansion. When you play the Black Panther expansion, it was kind of shocking to see the first villain you fight is a really cool villain. Like, holy crap, he's in this game? And and it just goes on from there. And so far, I'm enjoying it. He plays very well. It took me a little time to get used to Black Panther not having Chadwick's voice.
Yeah.
And also him playing more like the comic book version of Black Panther in terms like there's a little bit of mysticism into the Panther. Like one of his main attacks is like his main moves is he can shoot like a panther at you almost, like a panther spirit at
the
you.
Pounce, right?
Yeah. So but otherwise than that, I'm enjoying that game a lot. It's awesome.
So obviously I'm not playing Avengers, right? Like I uninstalled it. I'm just tired of it's not even just like the enemy types. Because I know you mentioned that so far all you fought is human enemies, but it's more like the way the combat works in that game. Just after I finished with the main story, it just started dragging on me because of the way that no matter what, you don't even really get to do full combos because you're always getting staggered or whatnot, no matter how you dodge or whatnot. But I did see a tease. I'm not going to spoil it for the next character. If they actually get to develop that character, I will say. I did see that tease, which pretty cool. However, the bigger question is, why are you teasing that when you still got to put out Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I have no idea what y'all are talking about, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. But I think it plays. I wish, and this is crazy for me to say, that these were paid DLCs and they took out all that multiplayer, all that other crap, and just made this a regular game because it plays so well. It's so much fun to just play the story mode of this game, and it's super cool. Like just going through as Black Panther, then you go to Wakanda, and you walk around Wakanda and stuff like that, and look at the war table there. It is just disappointing to see this game. This game has a lot of potential, and this Wakanda expansion shows that. It's a little disappointing to see, damn, we might not get this. May be the last great expansion we get for this game because of low sales and stuff like that. If they was charging for this stuff, I would have honestly been fine with it because it's substantial stuff. It's substantial. It's not like it's a 5-minute DLC. It's pretty decent size.
Yeah, I also know that Paul Tassi said once you beat the expansion, the end game becomes pretty much the same as the main game.
Yeah, to my knowledge. But I enjoy it. I'm enjoying it so far. It's really good. I recommend it. If you still have Avengers installed, I know on PS5 it's hard to say that because Avengers takes up 100 gigabytes almost.
Oh, Avengers takes a ridiculous amount of space. It's stupid. Yeah. But I think the funnier thing is how Donnie did not know that he had installed the PS5 version of Ghost of Tsushima this week and went through a whole saga in the Discord where it's it's only installing 42 gigs. I'm like, and then it turned out, oh no, he was opening the app as soon as he downloaded it, so it's only showing him what he needed to actually start the game and not the full download. So
yeah, and to add on that, I played a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima. Even though I told Dev I was never going to play it and I was never going to upgrade
Sure did. You sure did say
Did you
that.
upgrade?
You
Did you
liar.
upgrade?
Yes, I did because Dev threatened me. When I first said it, or what I was, a few episodes back,
Yeah.
Dev messaged me you going to get that upgrade, right? I'm not really. Yeah, you going to get the upgrade. I guess I'm getting the upgrade.
That better reimburse you for that then.
Nah, I'm fine. So I only played 15, 20 minutes of it. It looks great. Plays great. Plays like I expected it. The shamans they have in there, they're cool.
Yeah.
I just give them that smoke as soon as I see them. Just shoot them in the head with an arrow. Enough of that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, hush up now.
Yeah.
I do like the mechanic, the new mechanic with the grappling hook as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing about that game that I find is when I get away from it too long, I forget how to change the parry stances completely.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I sit there.
I didn't forget how to do that. I did forget how to dodge. So
I didn't forget that. I forgot. Only thing I forgot was how to do the different stances. I'm like, damn, how do I do the stances? So I end up spending the first 30 minutes in like sword stance. But otherwise than that, it's a great time. It's a blast. More ghosts. Nothing wrong with that at all. Check it out.
Absolutely. For me, work has been work. The week has been the week. The kids are back in school. I'm very happy that they're back in school because we get to kind of feel some semblance of normalcy. So far, no craziness. The kids have really been just enjoying being back. Everybody's got to wear masks. Kids are all wearing masks. Adults are all wearing masks. Parents are not allowed on campus. It's just drive through, drop them off, pick them up. So things have been really good. They've been really enjoying it. Hudson is way ahead of the curve in terms of like his learning. It's funny because they said like the kids haven't been in school. Like a lot of these kids, like in his kindergarten class, haven't been in any kind of school setting since they were 3. Luckily, Hudson has had some kind of school setting like the entire time. And he already knows how to read and everything. And the teacher was like, most of these kids have forgotten how to even just like sit still or anything like that. And she's like, and Hudson does like a really good job of listening and sitting still. And my wife was like, yeah, and he can read and do math. And the teacher was like, we haven't even begun to get around that. So it's just like, oh, this is going to be an interesting ass year just with everybody going back and having missed the time and just trying to play that catch up. So
how long do you think they're gonna stay in class for?
I'm praying that they don't have any issues and we're able to stay in class the entire year. Like that's my prayer. I'm not putting anything else out there. We gonna make it. We ain't Florida. Y'all wilding out there.
Are you though? Because it's not just Florida. I know a bunch of states this week have gone remote because of issues.
Yeah, there hasn't been anything in our state that I've read about districts being shut down. The only place that I imagine that might happen would be Orange County, because then people out there are crazy and they are like not trying to wear masks at all, trying to revolt against anything.
Yeah.
Plus, we have our
Huntington
recall
Beach
election.
too, huh?
Yeah, they're
So this is a perfect time to bring this up. So there's a great video called "Solving the Mask Crisis in Huntington Beach," and it's these 2 dudes who are wearing masks, going around trying to offer masks to people, and it's a bunch of people like one guy's like, "Nah, saltwater cures this shit," and I'm just like,
yeah, Huntington Beach is a special place.
yeah.
It's a real special place.
One lady was like,
There's some restaurant out there that would only allow patrons who haven't had the vaccine.
"Oh yikes!" One of the ladies they offered a mask to goes, "No, I don't need one. I live here." And they were like, "But you don't want a mask? I live here." Ah, yes, because the people of Huntington Beach totally immune to COVID.
Yeah, it's a weird situation, but yeah, we got the recall election trying to bring back Gavin Newsom, who mandated that everybody needs to basically wear a mask. If you're in government, if you're a health official, you got to wear a mask, get the vaccine, or be tested every week or whatnot. Same with teachers and everything. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. But they're enjoying that, and I'm enjoying them being in school. I'm back at work full time now, so no more working from home. The wife is not very happy with that, but she starts, teaching this week, so everybody is kind of back to our regular scheduled program, except my kid's school. It's an early start school, so they start at 7:38, which is just the most random
That's
time ever.
Way too early.
Yeah, it's the start early school, so they're out at my son is out at 2, my daughter's out at 2:30.
Also,
weird.
We're having an election here because our prime minister, who was a minority government leader, decided let's try and grab more power instead of doing the smart thing. Like we literally had an election 2 years ago. Yeah.
I don't know how things work in Canada. That's just
Can't Canada
weird.
be wild, and Sean Capri knows.
Yeah. So everything's kind of back to normal ish. We'll see how long that lasts. From the gaming front, I beat Axiom Verge 2. Love that game. It is probably my runner up for game of the year right now, right behind Death's Door. So loved that game. I love what they did with the second one in terms of like building off the original Axiom version, just adding stuff to it. I went back to just check out the original Axiom version. It's just so much more polished in terms of Axiom Verse 2, like the controls, the way the map is laid out. Just really, really good game. If you're into Metroid like games, Metroidvanias, it's fantastic. The story is crazy. And it definitely there will be a part three. So I'm eagerly awaiting that in the next 5 to 6 years. That's how long it's been since the first one. I think it's been 6 years. So and it's just one guy developing
I was
everything,
just
the
gonna ask
game,
that.
the music, everything. Tom Hap
Mhm.
he does everything in the game. So hats off to him because that is an excellent, excellent game. I really, really enjoyed it. Other than that, I played a little bit of Hades. It hasn't quite got its hooks into me, but I've only played it for like maybe 30 minutes. Um, it
Have
looks
you
really cool.
have you unlocked any of the other weapons?
I a bow, I think. But other than that, yeah,
The shield is my fave so far.
I have no idea what you unlock. I don't have any. I really don't know anything about Hades at all. So
So
just taking it as I go. Not playing on God mode. Just going through
so
it.
so you unlock weapons as you go, obviously, and then you can change the aspect. So like I like the shield on the aspect of chaos. It's so good, and each aspect changes the look of the weapon too. So
Yeah, I don't know how far I'm gonna get. I don't know when I'm gonna get back to that one. It's probably gonna be a while. And like I said, it didn't really grab me off jump, so it'll probably be a good minute before I even get back to it. Other than that, played some Ghost of Tsushima. Felt like going home. Jump right back on that bike. Parrying fools, slicing them up. The story is really good. They're getting a lot deeper with that story than I thought they would. So I'm really excited to see how it all plans out. And the island is big, so
it
I feel like
is,
this is
yeah.
going to be another 20 hours, just of if you do everything, which I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to do all the exploration, all the
That
side missions, all that stuff.
that definitely means you have to pet the cat then.
I'll pet him once and be about my business, be
Yeah,
about my way. Stupid
yeah.
cat.
Still got to pet the cat and the monkey and the
I
deer.
pet I pet the monkey. I haven't pet no deers yet, and I haven't pet any cats. I haven't even seen. I've only seen monkeys.
I
So
I took down an outpost and there was a cat sanctuary like right beside it, and I was like, "This is a weird spot for a cat sanctuary, but all right."
yeah, the one outpost that I've come across was bugged for some reason. The shaman wouldn't like he wouldn't show up, so I couldn't kill all the Mongols.
I didn't even think so. Like, I took down. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like a market
Yeah, that
area.
was one. That's the one that met. Yeah,
I had no problem. I completed it just fine.
yeah.
I
I rolled
actually,
up in
I
there.
actually did it like 2 hours ago because I only started the expansion this morning. Like I did the first because like I finished work on Thursday night or whatnot. Literally, like went to bed, woke up at 2 because like obviously I posted the screenshot Friday morning because Donnie was having issues installing it. I was like, this is how big the game size should be, and I hadn't had a chance to start it yet. Like I'd run, popped all my trophies that I had, except the photo mode one, which you have to go back into. I don't understand why you need to do that, but whatever. I did it. It popped, and then I hadn't had a chance to play until this morning. So
Yeah, mine was the market too. But originally I got there, and I guess it triggers a cutscene. Like I got attacked and murdered, and it triggered something with the eagle, and then that was after I killed the shaman. They just had the enemies kind of surround me, and
I had
it
no
just
cutscene at all. I just completed the thing.
yeah, I got nothing. All I know is it triggered a whole cutscene thing with the eagle lady, and then I went back there to murder everyone, and unfortunately, there's like one character that hasn't shown up, but I haven't restarted the game, so I figure that may be something I gotta do, just reload everything. So we'll see. But I'm enjoying it. It's like riding a bike, and I can't get wait to to get back to some more murdering of Mongols. So that has been fun, and that has been my week. So
Stop yelling at me on the floor, cat.
let's get into these questions. So our first question comes from at TPR over in the Discord. He says, "Would like to hear your opinions on the DualSense haptics plus adaptive trigger implementation in the Ghost Director's Cut. Also, with the addition of Japanese lip syncing as Japanese audio, your preferred way of playing Ghost now. Prior to the Director's Cut release, I did English audio because the lip syncing was directed to English. I'm holding out on the final $10 upgrade to gather more information for context."
I'll start. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Those who want the Japanese lip sync, that's fine. Hi, I have audio processing issues. Unfortunately, English is the only audio I'm gonna be able to listen to, and so that's not to say I can't handle movies that are in Japanese or whatnot. But with everything going on in the game, the Japanese audio track and trying to pay attention to subtitles, but also pay attention to the gameplay, does not work for me. So there's that. I only started the expansion this morning, so I haven't really delved too far into there. I do like I mentioned this morning earlier. Sorry, the the new grappling hook mechanic. The resistance you get from the triggers on that is pretty nice. I do like the feedback while you're running across the environment on your horse. It's less noticeable while running on foot, unless you're running through mud. Then it's noticeable, but on foot, but on the horse, it's definitely noticeable. The way the wind feels as well when you use the guiding wind, that feels nice too. So
yeah. What about you, Delvin?
You know damn well I am not using that Japanese audio. Team Dub for life. I'm not wasting my time with that. No. I have a hard enough time trying to understand the plot in English. No less trying to read the plot. No, I'm not doing that.
You guys suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry I'm autistic. I'll just change that for you.
No, but yeah, I think the haptic feedback stuff, it's gotten to that point with haptic feedback where I don't even notice it. It's cool. I'm having a blast, but I guess I done got so used to it in certain games like basketball. You can feel like the ball dribbling and you come across the court, stuff like that. And this, you can kind of feel it out. It kind of just blends into the background with me. I guess that's a good thing. We're just noticing you just enjoy it. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, for me, I played the original game in Japanese. I didn't have any problem with the lip sync not being in sync at all. Because typically I'm reading the cutscene, so I'm not paying any. I'm reading the captions. I'm not paying any attention to the lips, to be perfectly honest. So I'm still playing it in Japanese because Samurai Cinema is the only way to go for me. So love it.
Oh,
Wouldn't change it for the world.
While we're talking about this, real bone to pick. Hey, I transferred my save over. Why were my settings not enabled? Why did I have to go back in and turn subtitles on?
Huh.
Why? I transferred my
Because
save.
you didn't transfer your settings. You transferred your save.
It's so annoying. It should default the subtitles on by default. Sorry, but it should.
I feel like it asks you that. When I started up the game, it asked me, do I want to play in Japanese cinema? Do I want to whatever? And then it also asked, do I want subtitles on? It went through all those steps for me.
When I tried did the update to the PS5 version, it didn't ask me none of that. It asked me that when I did the PS4 version, it asked me all that stuff. But when I updated to the PS5 version, it didn't ask me any of that. It just was it just started off from where I was at in the game. You want to get the game?
So I transferred my save. It asked me to load. I load, and that was it.
You know what? It may be for me because I started the game over. I started from the beginning because I wanted to watch. I wanted to play the whole beginning thing. So
did you just start a brand new game, or did you do new game?
I started a brand new game because if you do new game plus, it skips the whole cutscene and it starts off. It picks up where you and Yuna split off. So I wanted to see the whole opening, the opening crawl. I wanted to do all of that. So I just started a whole new game. And so that's probably why it asked me if I wanted which version of the game, how I wanted to play it. Did I want the Japanese, I want subtitles, all of that stuff. So
pure sorrow mode.
Yeah. So that's probably why I saw it. So yeah. But other than that, the save transfer was easy. Had no problems. fantastic. Hopefully,
one
that's the
note,
method going forward.
one notable person I saw have issues with it was Paul Tassi.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sorry, Paul, but yeah, had no problems with it. And as far as the haptics, I fucking love them.
Yeah.
Pulling back on the bow, the swinging of the sword. That was one thing that I definitely noticed was missing whenever I would play Ghost, like the regular one on PS4. If I was playing something on PS5, then I go to play Ghost. Like I totally noticed a difference in the force feedback and how it feels. So it feels so much better to me than a regular PS4 version. Just like Haley said, like you can feel the wind. The wind feels so much stronger. Just everything feeling through that controller, the swinging of the sword, the drawing of the bow, the letting go of the arrows, like everything feels good. The parry, even like the way you can hear the glint of the sword, like it's just really good. It's incredible what they do with the force feedback in this controller. Like it feels so much different, but also feels so familiar. So I definitely notice it a lot more when it's missing than when it's there. Because when it's there, it just all kind of feels right. It adds to that sense of immersion. It's almost like this was how it was meant to be played. And then whenever I go back and I play a PS4 game, I instantly notice the controller not feeling like an extension of myself. It's really weird.
So
So
yeah, the only PS4 game I've noticed that like kind of feels similar, but it obviously isn't the same as The Last of Us Part 2 because they had an update for it when you played on PS5 where it gave you a little bit of that, but obviously
yeah,
like not full intuitive features. That we'll get to this later, but I assume whenever a PS5 version of that comes out, because it's probably gonna happen.
The director's cut. Yeah.
Whenever that
right.
comes out, I'll definitely be able to feel. You'll probably definitely be able to feel this difference then, but we'll talk
Yeah.
about that later.
And I'm pretty sure it has to be a native PS5 title to actually use the DualSense in that way. But I
Mhm.
absolutely love this controller. Like I almost don't want to play games in any other way just because I've gotten so used to the DualSense and I just love the way it feels. So whenever I play games without it, I definitely notice like the lack of the force feedback in the way that the DualSense does it. So yeah, absolutely loving the director's cut. If you like Ghost of Tsushima, I feel like it's just almost a no-brainer because it's more of that game. It's got some extra features. You've got a whole new island to explore. If you are big into anime and you're not delving and you like watching things in Japanese, I think the Japanese audio track is great. So
Mhm.
yeah,
One thing I will say, by the way, is that any Canadians listening besides Sean Capri, the price difference for both the DLC and the upgrade is wild.
two
So
thousand
this,
dollars.
no, yes, it's like the lawnmower. That's a big throwback, by the way. I think that was like episode what, like 19 maybe that we talked about the lawnmower that was like $1,800. I don't know. It's
Probably.
been a long time. Anyways, to buy the whole bundle as one, like for the PS5 upgrade, it's $39.99 here. And then you add tax to that, so that's like 40 something bucks. But I bought the DLC separate, which was 26 plus tax, which came to 30. Then I bought the upgrade, which was 13.99. And that came to like 16 after taxes. So like it was $46 to
For a
buy
whole
the
new game.
upgrade.
that sounds like typical Canadian stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Do you have tax in the PSN store in where you're at, Delvin?
Um, it's weird. I was gonna say only on movies.
but you can't even buy movies anymore.
Exactly. That's why I said it's weird. I don't think we have it anymore, but it's probably gonna come back to the game. But
So here's the thing.
We've never had tax where I'm at in
So
Cali.
here's the thing. On the PS3, I used to have tax. Then when the PS4 came out, there was no tax. Then they just added tax back as of July 1st.
Yeah, I've never had tax at all in the PSN store in any iteration of it.
See,
So
this was a government regulation where like digital marketplaces had to start charging tax because as people know, I bought well Delvin knows specifically because I showed him everything last week after we had a conversation after the podcast about all the stuff that I own on Google Play. Google didn't used to charge me tax either. iTunes did by default. but Google did not used to charge me tax, and now if I want to buy anything on the Google Play Store for TV or movies, it's got tax on it. Same thing with like my subscriptions. There's tax on my Netflix subscription now too.
It's
Yeah.
all for us. It's all regional. It's all whatever your county is.
Yeah.
So it differs from place to place out here. I happen to be lucky enough to in a place where there's no tax, and I'm very happy about that. Stupid tax. All right, moving along. Next question comes from Mr. Pastor Coach Hand. He said, "Hey guys and gal, hope all is well in PSVG land. For the second week in a row, my gaming consists of mostly one game, Hades. And for the second week in a row, my question for this week will revolve around this game that I have adored on a gameplay, story, and video audio level unlike any game in recent memory. And after about 30 hours with one more escape to complete for the main story, I have realized this game may have just made my top 3 games of all time. So my question for you, what are your big 3 and what was the latest to make the cut?"
Who wants to go first? Also, hi, Garrett.
This is hard for me because it constantly changes.
Same.
But off the top of my head, I think Mass Effect 2 always stays in there. Damn, this is hard. The Last of Us Part 1 is another one. And for my out there pick that nobody probably except me would pick, probably season 1 of The Walking Dead, Telltale.
Oh, so good.
Okay. I can tell you mine. Mass Effect 2, Fallout 3, Last of Us Part 1. And
Okay, those are solid.
And in that order, by the way. Well, actually, sorry, I played Fallout 3 before I got to play Mass Effect, but Last of Us was obviously the last one because it came out after the other two. But yeah, so.
Yeah, for me, it usually is Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Super Metroid, and World of Warcraft. And just depending on how I'm feeling or whatnot, Destiny 2 might jump in there. Ghost of Tsushima is definitely up there in my tops now, and I feel like that is definitely sliding in and taking WoW's place because I absolutely adore this game. It's been since I've played Ghost, I've wanted every game to play like Ghost. So I have gravitated way more towards like melee focused games lately because I just really, really enjoy the combat. I enjoy the story, the setting, everything. So I would definitely say that this is probably in my top 3 favorite games of all time at this point. I absolutely adore it. So that's my big 3, and Ghost has weaseled its way in there, I feel like.
Makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah. All right, and our final question comes from Hollywood Bones. He said, "Hey, my question is also about Hades. It's the only game I want to play right now, and when I'm not playing, all I can think about is playing the game. Time is so irrelevant when I play this game that I've played 3 nights until 4 a.m., when I normally stop playing games around 1 a.m. So what games do the same to you? What games have kept you up way past your bedtime?"
Fallout. Notoriously Fallout 4, because I was working at Tim Hortons at the time, and I had booked my birthday off, which was the day before Fallout came out, and I was supposed to work at 7 a.m. and I played Fallout 4 until like 5 a.m.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The
I've had
game,
many a game that have kept me up past my bedtime. Were you saying, Duff? Go ahead.
I said the last game I think did to me probably was The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
I haven't really done it that often. Like even State of Decay, which I've been playing a lot of lately, State of Decay 2, I play it for a few hours, but I'm not up till like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning playing it. I'm usually like, around that time I'm watching, either I'm going to sleep or I'm watching like Walking Dead or something like that. Or Craig of the
You
Creek.
being a responsible adult, going to bed on time and stuff.
I mean,
I wake up real early, that's why.
to be fair, I don't really sleep, so it doesn't matter.
Well, you're a vampire.
I wish. Give me that eternal life. I'll take it. All you gotta do is drink blood. Hell yeah.
Yeah, for me, it has been many games. It's like whatever game I'm playing at the time is going to keep me up past my bedtime. So Ghost of Tsushima has definitely kept me up much later. So it's like that thing. Okay, one more outpost, one more level, one more thing. Destiny 2 is definitely another one. World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 7 remake, Axiom Verge, just whatever game I'm playing. Like I it's gonna if I'm playing because I typically only play at night once my kids are asleep, and there have definitely been games that I've stayed up till 4 or 5, 6 a.m. playing. Like I'm just gonna keep playing because I'm enjoying my time here. If it doesn't put me to sleep, I'm gonna keep playing. So whatever game that I'm playing at the time typically will keep me up to 3 a.m. sometimes. So trying to be better about that because now that the kids are in school, I got to actually get up and take them to school and go to work. So trying to be, a little bit better about that. But yeah, anything that I'm playing that I'm enjoying will definitely keep me up way past what time I should actually go to bed. Video games.
Oh yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for your questions. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. We enjoy just kind of riffing off whatever questions you have and just seeing where they take us. So keep the questions coming. Always a good time. All right, let's jump into this news. It's been a kind of a slow news week, so let's see what we got. Haley, what you got for us?
To quote the words of Jesse Pinkman, he can't keep getting away with this. Todd Howard strikes again, everybody. Skyrim is re-releasing on November 11th, the 10th anniversary of Skyrim, with the anniversary edition, which includes the 3 DLCs for Skyrim and all of the Creation Club content. Which okay. Also, there is a next gen version coming, so it is coming to the PS5 and Xbox Series X/S. So that's a thing. This is another one of those upgrades where you'll have to pay. So like, it's a free upgrade to the next gen version, but that just gives you the version that you have on PS4 or Xbox One. Then there's a cost to upgrade to the anniversary edition. So that cost hasn't been detailed yet, but this was announced at QuakeCon. So there's that. Your thoughts?
Why?
Right.
Yeah.
Why? Because as Todd Howard says, if you want us to stop re-releasing Skyrim, stop buying it.
That's a good point. This game comes out every year. I swear on something else.
Right?
This is the 10th version of Skyrim. It actually has come out literally every year.
Yeah, you can play Skyrim on Alexa. That's how many times Skyrim has come out.
Skyrim Very Special Edition on Alexa. Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's not the whole Skyrim game. You can't play all of Skyrim on Alexa, but yes, you can play some Skyrim on Alexa.
I don't know how to feel. We'll talk about it in the main topic, but this is a thing where this is always happening now. Like, they're just going to keep shoving these same games down our throat over and over again.
Hey, maybe this will be the time I finally platinum Skyrim. So I've gotten close before. I got extremely close on PS3, and then that same issue I had with the Infamous 1. Hi.
Yeah.
That happened to me. And then my second story, sorry, I'm just closing out the first one, is Gamescom is this week. If you're listening to this the day the show comes out on Monday, Gamescom is Thursday, everybody.
Did not know that.
You didn't know that?
No, did not know that.
Why did you not know that? Xbox's Gamescom stream is on Tuesday, and then the opening night live is on Thursday.
I wasn't paying attention to any of that stuff.
I'm with Delvin. I knew it was coming. I had no idea what day it was.
Yeah, I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was this week.
Yeah, it's Thursday. Well, Xbox's is Tuesday, but Thursday is the opening night live event. But I think it was Friday they tweeted it. They tweeted this morning too, and they used a free guy gif, which was pretty funny. So Friday they tweeted out rebooting ... and then it was a link to their website. Saints Row is finally revealing the new Saints Row game that was supposed to be revealed sometime last year, and here we are, almost at 2021. Hey, fun fact about this game, by the way, it's supposed to be out before April 2022. I don't know if that's happening, but we'll see.
Huh.
So that'll be interesting for sure. And then this morning they tweeted another link to the website with a GIF of Ryan Reynolds from Free Guy, where he says, "Today's going to be different, Goldie," which he's talking to his goldfish in the movie. Yeah. So then, like, when you click the link to their website, it of course takes you to just sign up for more information. But also, like, some of the graffiti kind of gives a hint that this is a reboot, obviously, because it says rebooting. But like, it's been rumored that this is a reboot because, spoiler alert for the end of Saints Row 4, the Earth is gone. They blew it up. How are you going to continue the series from there? So,
I will say this, and this is an unpopular opinion. I like the Saints Row games more when they were GTA clones.
nope.
I did personally. I know a lot of people didn't like it that way.
You're totally valid for that. However, I'm not of the opinion that 4 was the best way to go. Like, cool, you're the president of the United States, but superpowers was a weird way to go. And then there was the whole, you're in a simulation. Oh, hey, we blew up the Earth. Now, I was more a fan of like Saints Row 3, where it was still kind of like the Saints Row 2 stuff, but also a bit more like its own thing. And then 4 took it too far. So we'll see where they go with this. Because they're going to have a hard time. Because there's a definitive part of the fan base for Saints Row that definitely likes the direction that 3 and 4 took, as opposed to the direction 1 and 2 took. So we'll see where they go. They're obviously going to make some people unhappy, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 1 and 2 was more of a grounded game, more of a GTA type clone.
Yes, 2 is totally grounded when you're driving a septic truck around town, just spewing shit all over everything. Totally a grounded game.
Have you ever been to Miami? That sounds like a regular Tuesday in Miami.
You've got people driving septic tanks around town, just spewing shit out from them.
Yes,
okay.
We've had crackheads who they thought. Yeah, we've had crackheads who they thought were zombies, biting people's face off.
I mean,
Miami's
also,
a wild place.
That same crackhead that bit someone's face off took like 9 shots to go down. So yeah.
Yeah, like Miami's a weird place. I kid you not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited to see Saints Row come back. I know Dev's not though.
I played Saints Row 3 and it just never really did. I'm like, this is just, it wasn't as good as GTA for me.
I'm not into the dildo throwing at people.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can only do that for so long before it's just like, okay,
dildo bat, dubstep gun, good stuff. Good stuff.
It just isn't. It didn't capture me at all. It's like one of those things where it's like, okay, this is cool for like 15 minutes, and you're like, okay, I'm over it already. There's nothing. The story never pulled me in. Nothing to really hold me into this world. So, yeah, I played Saints Row the 3rd, and that was really about it. I don't even remember how far I got in the game at all, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, so to be fair, did you ever play Saints Row 2 before that?
Nope.
Then of course Saints Row 3 story is not going to grab you because like the events of Saints Row 2 are directly referenced in like the first 5 minutes of the opening. So,
yeah,
like,
but Saints Row 2 also never captured me and made me want to play it. So that's what I'm saying. Like Saints Row as a franchise doesn't really do much for me. I wish they'd just do Agents of Mayhem and call it G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
that's what I really want.
Agents of Mayhem was garbage. It was
Says
not good.
Says you. For me, that was the G.I. Joe game I always wanted.
I agree. I think that it plays like a G.I. Joe game. It looks like a G.I. Joe game. It should have just been a G.I. Joe game.
100%. Yeah.
It probably would have sold a lot better if they just said, hey, this is G.I. Joe.
I mean, like it literally was G.I. Joe. And they could have capitalized on that and did so much more with it. But
it was not good.
Again, says you. It was actually quite enjoyable.
Says the wider mainstream public, which is why they're not doing Agents of Mayhem 2.
I don't care what the widescreen public says. For me, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah. I know several people that are my age that played Agents of Mayhem. Most of them really enjoyed it. But of course, you only hear the bad stuff on the internet. So Twitter is not real life. Fuck them. Agents of Mayhem was a fun-ass game.
No, it was not. It was not.
All right.
And that's not even from Twitter, by the way, because I've never seen anybody on Twitter talk about Agents of Mayhem.
I have.
I have to. We live in very different Twitters.
I am well aware we live in very different Twitters.
All right, moving along. What you got for us, Delvin?
I didn't pick a story because all those stories sucked.
I'm gonna kick your ass for this, by the way.
What? So I did an audible.
Okay, but hold on. Before you go for your story, I want everyone to know that before the show, I messaged Delvin. It was like, I'm gonna kick your ass for this.
Yes, she did. She literally did. So
This is easy.
KFC Gaming tweeted out, one has to go. So everybody if you're watching this right now, you can play along. The choices are Rockstar, Capcom, Bethesda, or Ubisoft. So one has to go. The others can stay. Who are you picking?
Capcom.
You
Sorry.
son of a bitch.
I'm
How
literally,
dare
I'm
you?
literally a bigger Assassin's Creed fan than I am a Resident Evil fan. Sorry, Capcom's going. I know that's not the answer you expected because it's the entire reason Ubisoft is. It's literally the exact reason that that Ubisoft is trending on Twitter this morning because everyone's saying Ubisoft. But sorry, I'm a bigger Assassin's Creed and Far Cry fan than I am Resident Evil fan. So Capcom's going out the door. Bye.
Now, to spite you, I must choose Ubisoft.
You're both wrong. The correct answer is Bethesda. They can kick rocks.
Fuck you.
Bethesda got to go. You can't get rid of Street Fighter. Come on now.
Yeah,
That's just
Street Fighter, Mortal
that.
Kombat. I can't get rid of those.
Well,
Not Mortal Kombat. I say Mortal
Kombat's
Kombat.
not involved in this
I was gonna
discussion.
say,
So
why
why
did I
does
say
that
Mortal
matter?
Kombat?
I meant Resident Evil. Why I said Mortal Kombat? They're the same game. A lot of death in both of them. Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Mega Man. Too much stuff. I can't get rid of that.
Yeah, Capcom can't go anywhere. But Bethesda, however, they can take all their jank and their bugs and kick rocks.
No.
Peace, love, and hair grease. Fuck outta here.
Bethesda would have been my original answer, but since Haley vehemently attacked Capcom, I have to go against Ubisoft. Like Ubisoft has to go. No.
No. I told you I'd kick your ass for this. Anonymous squirrel.
This is an easy one. It's just Rockstar. Rockstar got to go, right?
That's an inside joke, by the way, for anybody who doesn't understand why I just called Delvin anonymous squirrel.
Yes.
Like back in like week 3 of the podcast for our show notes, he didn't log in and edited edited his notes and it said anonymous squirrel. So
Yes, that is accurate.
Yeah. This is a great audible. Good call, sir. Yeah.
So
kick your ass for this.
So everybody who's listening, you can message us on the Discord and pick who you would have chose.
Donnie
Don't
says
pick Capcom.
Capcom because he hates good things. We also have Roro in the chat. He says Rockstar has to go. Donnie's just here to say Far Cry.
I'm a bigger Assassin's Creed and Far Cry fan than I am a Resident Evil. And don't get me wrong, I love Resident Evil. So
Bethesda, man, it just
Mega Man.
take their jank and get out of here.
who the fuck gives a fuck about Mega Man?
A lot of people.
Lots of people.
Lots of people love Mega
A
Man.
lot of
I don't give
people.
a fuck about Mega Man.
Mega Man's awesome.
Right.
I've never played a Mega Man game ever, so
What kind of shenanigans and
This
nonsense?
is sad.
I am
Just-
25 years old. I have
This is
never played a Mega Man game.
Disappointing.
Jesus. Mega
Didn't
Man and Street Fighter alone. We have enough Skyrim, Donnie. They got to go.
I am
They
very
have got
excited to play
to
Skyrim
go.
again later this year.
You can play Skyrim on a damn calculator.
I can play Skyrim right now.
We have enough Skyrim. We don't need no
No.
more Skyrim.
No.
Please
More.
stop.
I agree with Donnie. More Skyrim. More.
No. Please stop.
This is why we can't have nice things because they keep remaking Skyrim.
Yes, exactly.
Jesus. Fucking Skyrim. It's got to go. It's got to go.
I like that the entire chat is just Donnie saying more now.
Yeah, no more Skyrim.
Jesus. All right. So our last story. According to reports, the game Wild, which was announced way back in 2014 as a PS4 exclusive. Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. Also, shout out to you being proud of me when someone was like Genshin Impact's best game ever. I was like, who?
Yeah, nobody heard. Nobody's ever said that.
Yeah. So while it was supposed to be published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, from the creator Michael Ansel, who was the creator of Rayman and Beyond Good and Evil, he actually retired from gaming in 2020. And he said that the game was still, in development and it was in good hands and going well. But according to reports, it is no longer in development, which is interesting because we never really saw much from this game outside of the trailer that they announced back in like 2014. Um, it looked like it was going to be a cool game, but much like Beyond Good and Evil, this game just kind of never went anywhere.
Yeah. Also, I literally don't even remember this game being announced. So
I remember it only because it was a game that I probably would have played.
But also, yeah, I love the Beyond Good and Evil comparison because again, Delvin's gonna owe me that game, so it's gonna be real sweet.
Yeah, I mean it's the same. It's the same creator. Like it was both. They're both Michael Ansel games, and he retired. So just weird that I completely forgot about this game. But it looked cool as hell.
That Michael Ansel is just the absolute liar.
I mean,
100%.
Is he a liar or is he a Peter Molyneux liar? That's a deep cut, by the way, for anybody.
Yeah, the game's going good. It's coming along real fine. No, it's not. It's probably not even a game.
No, it's not at all.
They probably haven't started the game.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you would think that a game that's been in development since 2014, even after his retirement, 6 years later, if the game was actually being worked on, it would have come out. But it's dead apparently. But much like Horizon Zero Dawn being delayed, there are no official announcements yet. Just Jeff Grubb breaking stories left and right, as he does. So. Sad to see you go, but hardly knew you.
I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
I don't know that, man. I couldn't.
Roro in the chat. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into our topic of the week, Haley. This is all you. What you got?
This was all Delvin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually thought of something.
Holler at me. What are your thoughts here? What's this topic of the week? Clue us in.
Okay, so as we've all seen, as Haley talked about earlier, there are a lot of games being remade,
Skyrim.
Remastered, director's cut, the cut that you never seen, the Snyder cut of a video game. This is becoming a common occurrence in video games as of late. They are just rehashing, re-releasing the same shit over and over again. Like we just got what was it? The GTA trilogy was just announced.
Well, it's not announced. It's still rumored. We don't actually have an official confirmation on that.
So,
but considering the source, I would say pretty likely that it's gonna happen. So
yeah. So my question to bring to you two is this a viable thing to be doing?
Yes.
Is it fine? Is this okay? Is this okay, they keep just releasing the same games, or is the bubble of this going to eventually burst as this does happen sometimes with video games? Because it seems like they're just re-releasing everything. And yeah, it's working right now with things like Ghost of Tsushima because they're adding new stuff to it. But we also got Death Stranding coming later on. They're like, hey, we're just going to give you some more boxes and stuff like that with the game. But my whole thing is, do we really need this? Because later on this year, we're going to have, not this year, but we're going to pretty much have The Last of Us Part 2 remastered and stuff like that. So is this something that we need?
Yes, and here's why. Because give me all that haptic feedback. I literally cannot. I doubt Skyrim is going to have the haptic feedback, but I'm very curious to see if Rockstar's done anything with it, for sure. But you asked first if this is a viable business method. Yes, it is. Do you know why? Because games take very long to develop. So in between developing their big new titles, why not do this? Because here's an example, and I'm going to use Blessing from Kind of Funny as an example. Blessing never played Mass Effect on the original PS3. Blessing didn't get to play any of that. Blessing got to try it here. This is a viable business strategy because it allows people who may have missed them when they were younger or they didn't have access to a console to play them again or for the first time. I think that's totally a viable business strategy. However, again, it all varies on what you're adding. The Last of Us Part 2, again, I've said this time and time again, we don't have confirmation it's happening. It's probably happening because they did it with The Last of Us Part 1. And also, it makes sense to re-release it on the console with the factions mode that we know is in development. It's like the worst kept secret in gaming right now, honestly. The worst one. There are others, but this is pretty up there that we know it's in development. It makes sense to re-release Last of Us Part 2 on the PS5 with the factions mode. Also, and maybe even around the same time as the we know for a fact is in development remake of the first one as well, like one giant package using the Last of Us 2 engine, I might add. So that makes sense as well. And honestly, if they didn't sell, it wouldn't keep happening.
So I look at it a little bit different because a director's cut typically feels like a game that has recently come out and then been re-released with some added content or something like that. Whereas a remaster or a remake typically is a game that has been gone for a while, except fucking Skyrim.
Skyrim has never been gone. It's been released every year for 10 years.
Exactly. But something like the Mass Effect, where it's actually a remake, and it's been such a long period of time that there are several gamers that have not played that game, where it actually kind of makes sense to go back, redo it, bring it back, bring it out again. Those I feel like are much better. Like, bring that type of stuff. That way you're actually exposing the game to a whole new audience. Where the director's cut, a lot of time.
Dev, this is just a good point to bring up. Actually, as of this announcement, it does beat Resident Evil 4 for most re-releases. Resident Evil 4 has 11. Skyrim now has 12.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, like Roro says, he hasn't played Mass Effect. Like you said, Blessing hasn't played Mass Effect.
Well,
like, that is exposing
played it before.
A whole new audience to a game that they probably didn't see. Is also when you remaster stuff from like the PlayStation, like beginning era, PS1 era, PS2 era, the Xbox, and Xbox 360 era, like remastering games that are that old and exposing a whole new audience, I feel like those make a lot more sense. The director's cuts a lot of times feel like a cheap way to try to reinvigorate some sales for a game that maybe didn't sell well or maybe had some hype like a year ago, 2 years ago, like a director's cut of Death Stranding. Like, it kind of feels cheap. It's like, why could you just patch the game to run better on PlayStation? Why not just give us the port? Like, take whatever you did for the PC version of the game and just patch that into a PS5 version. So even though it's only $10, it's just one of those things where it feels like, damn, didn't this just come out and we're getting like a new version of it already? For people who don't pay as much attention to gaming as us, a lot of times it feels cheap. Like, I just bought this game and you're remastering it. Like, damn, now I got to buy it again. That is a lot of the feeling that you get from people. So
just with Death Stranding, they're adding content like with Ghost
they are adding content. Yes, I get that. But a lot of times, like I said, people in the general public who don't pay anywhere near as much attention as we do, a lot of the times it's like, I just bought that. Like, and now you want me to spend $60 again? Because again, they probably don't realize it's only a $10 upgrade. So when Delvin says, "Are these director's cut re-releases best for business?" I can understand where he's coming from and why some people would get that sentiment. Because I really feel like the director's cut is very different from a remake or a remaster.
So also let's cut the thing. No one else has called their re-releases of their games director's cuts besides Sony. Before this, they've all been, I agree, Donnie. You don't have to buy it again if you don't want it. Don't worry. I am of the opinion these should keep happening. I also know they're going to keep happening because they sell. But before Sony started calling them director's cuts, they were usually called definitive editions. Or in the case of The Last of Us Part 1, it was just called The Last of Us Remastered. But
all of those, typically that wasn't what these director's cuts are either, because a lot of those like definitive editions or game of the year editions basically just included all the DLC. These are different because they're adding more content. So really it's just the DLC a lot of the times. But because we're in this space where we have a new console and they're making a new native version of the game for PS5. Now it's a director's cut.
Hey,
The thing is, it being best for business or bad for business or whatnot, I don't think we're going to see a lot more of this because of the fact that we're going to just start seeing games being made for PS5. Or in the case of a lot of the games, it's just a cross-generation title. Like they have a PS4 version and they have a PS5 version. These director's cuts are games that came out at the end of the PS4 lifecycle and now are being made into native PS5 games. So I don't know how many more of these director's cuts we're even actually really going to see, to be perfectly honest.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I expect one for Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. Probably as one big bundle, though.
Mm.
Would not be surprised to see that be one game title with both games in it. That would probably be pretty massive, but even still, I expect it to happen at some point, if not in the near future. To Mike's point, $60 for a fishing mod. If you own it on PS4 and you get the new version, the fishing mod is added to the special edition for no cost. So you don't have to worry about paying the $60 to get the fishing mod. If you want all the extra stuff with the anniversary edition, then you got to pay the upgrade fee. However, I don't know. Like, I expect the Last of Us one. I think everybody does at this point. I think it's pretty obvious they'll put the part 2 on PS5 as a native game. We know a remake of the first one is happening, so that's going to be a PS5 game. Besides that, we've already got a native Spider-Man game, but you can only buy it as buying the Ultimate Edition of Miles. I'm very surprised that hasn't been like a thing you can just buy yet now.
Yeah.
But
that's the other side of the coin, where a lot of the games, like, they just give you the PS5 version for free.
Yeah.
Like, you have some games like that. So it's just this weird little subsection of games that get PS5 native versions, and it's all, first party titles. It's all Sony owned games. So like you said, I feel like we're only going to get one or two more of these. Like, I feel like we'll get Uncharted and we'll probably get Last of Us. But outside of that, I don't really see any more of these particular type of director's cuts. I feel like everything else will just be a remastered version.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you both this before we go on.
I just had a really good point.
Go ahead real quick.
Finish your thought. No, finish your thought, because I don't want to interrupt you, but I have a valid point, like a valid question here as well. So
no, go ahead first. My topic is different than what you're going to say. That's why.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Like, here's an example. This isn't, of course, the Sony first party game, but with Hades, I bought the PS5 version, and it works in the reverse way too. I got the PS4 version as part of the cost, so like, it's still working like that too. Like, I don't.
But that's also the first time it came to either system. So you buy the PS5 version, you also get the PS4 version.
But I
or
bought
vice versa.
I bought the PS5 version of Hitman 3 and got the PS4 version at no extra cost either.
Again, which is why I say, like, this director's cut thing is kind of like a very niche thing, where it's like, okay, why didn't you just give us the PS5 version for free? It's just a totally this weird little first party niche type thing that they're saying, okay, these were the end of the generation PS4 games that we're now going to go ahead and make a PS5 version and charge you $10 to $30 for.
Okay. Let me ask you both this, because I think this adds another wrinkle to it. How do you both feel about the games that do hey, if you buy the sequel to this game, you get the remastered version of the game when you buy the collector's edition of it? Like, for example, Watch Dogs did that, where you buy Legion's what is it? The DLC edition. Ultimate Edition, you get Watch Dogs for PS4, but you can't buy it singular. It's the only way you can get it.
What do you mean? No, you can still buy Watch Dogs Ultimate, like the Watch Dogs 1's Ultimate Edition separately. Here's my thing with your analogy of using Watch Dogs, though. Way to pick the game where the edition that was supposed to include the Ultimate Edition of Watch Dogs 1 for me, that just doesn't work. It doesn't let me claim it. Literally,
you can buy Watch Dogs by itself, part 1 by itself?
Yeah, you can still buy it. You can still buy it.
It went on sale recently.
So, also, for reference, the Watch Dogs version that you're getting with Legion's Ultimate, regardless of PS5 or PS4 version, is literally only a PS4 copy of Watch Dogs 1. Like, you're literally getting the original PS4 game. You're not getting a PS5 upgraded Watch Dogs 1. Like, it's just the PS4 title that you get for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I love when they do that. When you buy a sequel, then it includes the previous version, whether it's remastered or not. I think that's great because it gives you like, okay, I didn't play this game, but I'm interested to the sequel, but I kind of want to see what happened in the beginning, so you actually get the whole thing. Like I like that. I love that as practice.
See, it's weird to me though that they included Watch Dogs 1 and not Watch Dogs 2, which was the
that is kind of weird. I don't know why they wouldn't include like the whole thing.
no. Regardless, claiming that version of Watch Dogs from the PS Store has never worked for me. So
that's
hit up Ubisoft like, hey, what the hell?
I mean, I'm not going to
What's
complain
going
because,
on?
again, I got the Ultimate Edition for free. Like, I bought the Standard Edition of the game, was going to buy the Season Pass, and then Ubisoft sent me a code for the Ultimate Edition. So
this is why we're going to get rid of them.
No.
This is why they have to go.
No.
They
fuck
messed
you.
it up.
Fuck you.
See? You just told on them.
Yep.
No,
Get rid of them.
I mentioned
This
on
problem
the
solves itself.
I mentioned on the show that Ubisoft gave me a code for the Ultimate Edition, like episode 3. Also,
I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the part you telling that the code didn't work, so I can say this is why Ubisoft has to go.
the code worked. I just can't claim the extra Watch Dogs 1 version, which I don't care because I already played Watch Dogs 1. So what? It's not that big a deal. I'm just mentioning that it never worked to claim it for me. Donnie says I love
this is why they have to go.
And re-released. Keep our favorite franchises alive and updated on current code. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah.
And some of them, like again, I honestly, very actually surprised that this Skyrim version is coming to PS5, but it is. So cool, good on them.
I'm not surprised at all. In the least
not
bit.
even a little bit.
We're not getting into the will Bethesda, won't Bethesda discussion here. I'm just surprised that it's coming, but it is. However, I don't expect it to take advantage of like the controller features. I expect it to just be like an up-res 4K Skyrim. However, again, I said this. I'm very excited to see what GTA 5 does, if anything, with the controller. I'm excited to see what The Witcher 3 does, if anything, with the controller. Because don't forget, that's supposed to come this year too. The PS5 and Series X version of that. And also apparently still on track is the Cyberpunk PS5 and Series X version. Don't know if that's going to hit this year too, but it's supposed to.
Also not charging for that.
Yeah, it's a free upgrade. And so is The Witcher 3 if you own it on PS4. Also, it literally does not matter which version of The Witcher 3, you get the complete edition on. So like if you don't own any of the DLC for The Witcher 3 you own on PS4, as I understand it, if you get the upgrade for PS5, it includes the DLC. So that's a bonus for people.
They need all the goodwill they can get after the Cyberpunk debacle.
Yes, they do. They should be out on the streets just giving us copies of Cyberpunk. Like, hey, here you go. We're sorry. Just take
they
this.
did basically just give away copies of Cyberpunk the other day. It was $10.
Well,
they didn't. Best Buy did. Best Buy had a bunch of extra copies. It was like, we have got to move this. We need to sell it.
$10.
Let's get rid of this shit. And the sad part is they still didn't sell out all their copies.
I know. It went to $40 the next day, and they were like nowhere near limited stock. So that was wild.
Yep.
Yes, you can, Donnie. You can turn it off. It's in the option settings. If you want, I'll take a picture after the podcast and tweet it to you.
No, man, he can find it. He's a big boy.
No,
find the settings yourself.
If Donnie wants help, I'll give Donnie help because I want Donnie to enjoy it.
I don't want him to enjoy it. I want him to have a terrible time.
Turn the trigger off in the bow. You just sell your PlayStation, sir. Get rid of it.
After he did all the Last of Us customization to it, I don't think he's selling it. Not at all.
He's not. He's not. I'm just giving him shit.
I know you're giving him shit.
Sir, sell your PlayStation.
Grazie. You're welcome.
Donata,
I think Donata's the answer to that. I don't speak Spanish.
Grazie is Italian, if I'm correct.
Donata
is Spanish.
Oh, okay. Well,
why I said it's Spanish?
Whatever.
I don't know why I said it's Spanish.
Donnie, hey, no, that was on you. That was on you. You were
the rest of us. Tile. The rest of the internet in the world didn't have problems with the upgrade process. That was just you.
Yeah, that was
because you don't turn your PlayStation on. So again, just sell it. Just get rid of it. Yeah. Save everybody a little bit of trouble. Just go ahead and part with it. You don't like it. Just get rid of it.
What did I do?
Because you didn't know that Grazi was Italian.
No, he said damn Canadians. I was like, what did I do?
Because you didn't know Grazi was Italian.
I'm Italian. But yes.
So you didn't know that?
I didn't even know that.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah. So yeah, these director's cuts, I feel like, you know, they're already dying out. We'll only see a couple more of those. But as far as remasters, remakes, those are gonna keep happening. And that's fine.
Also, real talk. How come we haven't had an Infamous one yet? Like, come on. Where is it?
Dead.
Fuck you.
I mean, there's that.
Dead men don't need remakes or remasters.
Fuck both of you. But also, like, why haven't we had an Infamous one yet? Because that's big, easy money. Like, I literally see people every week going, "Hey, Sony, where is the Infamous remaster? Like, we want to play it. Like,
they're too busy making Ghost of Tsushima, so screw Infamous. If they can kick rocks.
Fuck you.
Make more ghosts. Make more ghosts. Cole, you had your time in the sun. That time is now past. It is time for Ghost.
They're gonna make Ghost of Infamous just to mess with you. Cole's Ghost just running around the game, not being able to touch anything.
I'm gonna fight both of you. I swear to God. I'll stick my cat on you.
That is going to do it for episode 97 of the PlayStation Experience. We hope you enjoyed yourself. Please feel free to holler at us and give us a follow over on the Twitters at PlayStation XP. And stop by the blog at psvg.blog or our Discord at psvg.blog/Discord and join us in all of our shenanigans there. Tag Delvin in general.
Nope.
Last but not least, we invite you to be a part of our Patreon over at patreon.com/PSVG, where if you enjoy our content here, there's a slew more of content to be held for just $3 a month. We're definitely going to be getting back
too, Donnie.
to making more DLC content for all of you. We really appreciate it.
For reference, that was not unprompted. Donnie made a comment in the YouTube chat. I'm not repeating it.
Donnie is in the chat harassing people.
He said the Ghost should have a DLC where Jen kills Cole again, and I'm all for that. I will give them all the money.
Fuck all of you.
That would be something.
Just chop off his head.
Fuck all of you.
Kick it down the street.
Shenanigans.
And as I was saying, I want to give a special thank you to our patrons at the producer level: Mr. Michael Masick, Edwin Callow, Stephen Keller, Nick Creature, Ben Moxham, Nick Fallharbor, Paul Calico, Kyle Heyman, myself, Josh the Bones Barboni, RJ Kern, Horse Girl 69, Zach Adams, and Joe Wilson. Thank you guys for joining us in the journey that is PSVG. With that, let people know where they can find you, Haley.
You can find me over on Twitter at Shepard Zarel. Tweeting out pictures of Jin petting cats and also
cutting off heads of Cole. Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking kill you. The usual stuff over on there. You can find me on a game platform of choice at Haley Zarel. You can find me at twitch.tv/Haley Zarel. I may or may not stream in the next upcoming weeks because things are changing, unfortunately. But I don't know that I may stream until these hate raids are taken care of. So,
the who?
Are you not familiar with all the streamers being botted?
Delvin don't watch Twitch.
Okay,
at all in the least bit. Fuck that. I barely watch TV.
Quick explainer for Delvin here. There's a bunch of hate raids going on that are targeting black and black and other people of color content creators and LGBTQ folks, generally with racist and bigoted remarks, and they're using bots to do it, and they're getting around like Twitch's like word filters. So, for example, I'm not saying the word, but like spamming a person of color's chat with the N-word.
Wow. Yeah. Good thing I don't watch Twitch.
Hate raids. So definitely gonna like maybe not actually stream because definitely I'm not a mod. Like I don't have the ability to turn it to like follower only mode or like sub only mode. I don't have those features because I'm not an affiliate, so I can't do that. So if I get that in my chat, I got nothing. So you can also follow me on Tumblr if you want to see my shenanigans over there. It's haleyzarel.tumblr.com.
There it is. And Delvin, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Devin_Cox. Got the Devin Cox Experience anywhere you get podcasts. And thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining us today. This has been a blast, and you guys made it fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. You can find me at Dead Ninja Dev pretty much everywhere. Feel free to give me a follow. Come say what's up in the Discord, all those wonderful things. And yes, thank you for joining us in chat. It was definitely a good time. And with that, long live play.
PlayStation